So how are you doing? Are you thirsty? Well, I could get you a drink.
Hey, JJ.
Well, hi, Barnaby.
Look what I have.
Barnaby, is that a caterpillar in a jar?
Yeah, I named him Mr. Peter.
Peter the caterpillar?
Mr. Peter Pillar.
Barnaby, you can't keep a caterpillar in a jar like that.
Why not?
Well, he doesn't even have holes to breathe through. He could die in there. Sit down, Barnaby. Wild animals belong out in the wild, in nature.
But he's my friend.
He belongs out there and not in a jar like that. You have to set him free.
You're right.
Come on. Well, Barnaby, it's time to set Peter Pillar free.
Bye, Mr. Peter Pillar. I'll never forget you.
You did the right thing. You know, wild animals are supposed to be out in nature. That's where they want to be. And it's not fair to keep him in a jar. But if you want to learn about wild animals, you could go to a zoo. In fact, Kara knows a lot about animals. In fact, she has a safari planned for us. Let's go see Kara.
Hey kids, right now we're at the Elmwood Zoo and I'm here with Cindy Geiger-Jenkins, and she gets to be with all the animals here, and right now she has some sort of bird next to me. Cindy, you want to tell me what this little guy is?
Sure, Kara. This is a screech owl, an eastern screech owl. Wow. They live here in Pennsylvania. They may live in your own backyard. You might not know it.
Really?
Yes. They come out at night, and they're very, very quiet. And they hide during the day, so you may never see one of these animals. You might hear it, though. They make a lot of noise at night when they're hunting.
Wow, they're interesting. Now, they have really, really big eyes for such a small body. Why is that?
Well, if you come out at night, you need a lot of help to see in the dark. So they have really big eyes that see very well in the dark. They have all extra sort of things called rods in their eyes that help them get the most out of every little bit of light that's out at night. So that helps them see.
Now, a bird like this, he's small, but what kind of things does he eat?
Well, a little bird like this is going to eat smaller things, obviously. So he's going to eat insects, and he'll eat rodents if he can catch them, if he can catch mice, if he can catch a bat, a nice little bat, he'll catch one of those and eat it. But mostly insects and little mice.
That's really cool. I noticed when I move, he kind of follows me. What's his neck like? I mean, it looks like he can go pretty far with that.
I know a lot of people think that owls can turn their head all the way around, but actually it's 3/4 of the way, which is pretty good. Another thing about having big eyes is that his eyes take up most of the room in his head. So there's no room for muscles to move his eyes like we have. We can move our eyes around because ours are little, but these big eyes take up a lot of room. So they have to be able to turn their head so they can see what's around them. And that's how that works.
Okay. Well, a screeching owl is actually nocturnal, right?
Yes.
Nocturnal means that they come out at night, so you guys would probably never see them during the day. And like Cindy said, they could be in your backyard and you don't even know it.
That's right. If you look, I'm going to turn him around and you can see his camouflage. You can see he looks a lot like the bark on a tree. And he'll be sitting up in a tree during the daytime, and if he closes his eyes and he sits very still, you might not even see him. It's excellent.
Wow, that is really cool. So camouflage is the stuff that makes you invisible in a place that you would normally be able to be seen.
That's right. That's right, Karen.
It's really cool. What else? What other interesting things can you tell us about him?
Well, it's hard to see, but he has a very, very sharp beak because this is a hunter. This bird hunts other animals. Nobody gets his food for him. He also has these very sharp claws called talons, and these are things that help him catch and kill and eat his prey. I know you see the tufts on top of his head, and you might think those are his ears, but they're not.
They're not his ears?
They're not his ears. You can't see his ears. His ears are just slits on the side of his head. But their hearing is so much better than ours. They say that if an owl is sitting on one end of a football field on a goalpost, he can hear a little mouse at the other end under the other goalpost eating a nut. Their hearing is so good, so it helps them find their food.
That is really interesting. He's really cool. Now, other owls, they vary in size, right? Not just small owls like this. Do you want to tell us about other types of owls?
Well, would you like to see a bigger one, Karen?
I could see a bigger one right now.
You can. I'll get one
Do you guys want to see a bigger one?
All right, let me get
Okay.
it. I brought another one. Now for this one, Kara, I need the big glove.
You need the big glove.
This one has
Now,
bigger claws.
oh, okay, okay. Wow. Oh my gosh.
All right,
He's
Kara,
huge.
I'll hold on to him.
Oh.
This is a great horned owl. This
Great
is the
horned owl.
largest owl in Pennsylvania. This is a great horned owl, and they also might be in your backyard, and you wouldn't see them. Oh, look, yes, this is the big owl. They actually call these guys the tigers of the air because they are such fierce hunters. Now, remember we said about big eyes? Look how big his eyes are.
His eyes are huge. Oh my goodness. And he has a sharp beak too, right? For the same reasons as the screeching owl.
And look at his feet. Look at the size of these claws. He has enormous claws for hunting and grabbing. And they don't eat little things. These eat much bigger food.
Now, when you say much bigger, you don't mean mice like the screeching owl. Well, what's bigger? Me?
Well, maybe not quite that big, Kara. He does like to eat mice, but one of his favorite food is going to be skunks. Skunks.
He can get a hold of a skunk.
Yes, he can. Look at the size of these feet, these big feet. He can fly through the air and grab a skunk. But you might ask, how does he do it? Because skunks are so stinky. Yeah. You know what? These guys have no sense of smell. So the skunk spray does not work on them. The big defense of the skunk is no good with a great horned owl.
So they can hear like amazing, but they're not able to smell at all.
That's right. They do not need the sense of smell. They get along quite well without it, with excellent eyesight and good hearing, and they're very, very good hunters. It's all right. It's okay. Woo, Kara.
Oh my goodness. He's wild.
Well, he is a wild bird. This is an animal that was injured in the wild. He's not a pet. So we don't treat them like pets. We treat them like wild animals. And something got him excited there. So
I wonder what. I mean,
maybe it was your hat.
Maybe.
It was your hat. But you got a chance to see how big he is with his wings out. This is a big bird. Yeah. Maybe the eagles are yelling at him. You can sort of hear the eagles in the background. They're also birds of prey like he is. They're all animals that hunt other animals. So maybe the eagles upset him.
Maybe. Now the eagles and as long with the owls, they're both, well, the eagles I guess aren't really considered nocturnal, no. But this guy sure is, right?
This guy takes over at night when the eagles go to sleep. The eagles hunt during the day. These will hunt at night.
Okay, and I know you talked about his feathers earlier. Now this is his form of camouflage at night, right? I mean, it's has more orange in it than the screeching owl, but this still could hide him pretty well in the woods, right?
Yeah. If you look, you can see he still has that brownish coloration that would help him hide in the trees during the day. And if he closes his eyes, he closes those big eyes and he hunches down, you're really not going to notice him in the dark.
His hearing is just as good as the screeching owls. Now he can hear a mouse on the other side of the football field?
Yes.
That is amazing. I didn't even know that.
In the wintertime when they're flying, they can hear a mouse under 2 inches of snow. So they are very good. And the great thing about have silent flight, they fly silently, is if you're not making any noise when you're flying, you can also hear prey that's around. So that's another thing that helps them find food.
That makes a lot of sense. He's really cool. And I can see how you said his neck doesn't turn around all the way, just 3/4 of the way.
That's right. If it went all the way around, his neck would pop off. That wouldn't be very good. But 3/4 of the way is enough. You can see things behind him and all around him.
That is really cool. Now, how many owls like this would you estimate that we have around here, around us in our homes?
My goodness, there are lots of great horned owls in Pennsylvania. You may have heard them in January. They make a lot of noise because January is when they look for their mates. And if you heard at night when you were sleeping, if you woke up and you heard hoo, 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 that would be a great horned owl.
Why don't you guys try that?
Do
hoo,
it again.
hoo,
Hoo, hoo, hoo, hoo.
hoo, 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 hoo.
It's 3 in the beginning and then 2 more, and that's a great horned owl. And right now they're going to be having their babies. Their babies should be hatching soon. So you'll be hearing a lot more great horned owls out calling to their young.
That is pretty cool. Do they have any times where they hibernate or anything?
No, they hunt all year round. All year round. As you can see, he has this great coat of feathers. They keep him nice and warm, and he even has feathers on his legs that help to keep his legs warm. It looks almost like fur, doesn't it, Kara?
I thought that was fur.
No, it's very thick because that helps protect him against his prey. Because sometimes prey fights back, too. You can imagine, because skunks have teeth. And these feathers on his leg help insulate him from getting bitten.
There he goes, trying to fly away again.
See his wings again, so you can see that he really is a wild bird.
Are his wings clipped, or is his wingspan just like how we're seeing it now?
He was hurt also in the wild, so part of that is that, and we do trim him up a little bit just to make him comfortable, but we have little leather things around his legs that help us hold on to him. Because if he got away, he couldn't take care of himself in the wild.
Because he's so used to being here.
Used to being taken care of by people.
You guys can catch him anytime at the Elmwood Park Zoo. It's a beautiful day outside, and it's always like this in the summertime, so come check him out. And I want to thank you, Cindy, for showing us this great animal. And
you're welcome, Kara. I'm always glad to see you at the zoo.
Thank you. See you guys.
Wow, that was a great safari. Oh, where's Barnaby? Oh, he got tired, so he decided to walk home. Whew, this is one huge tree. Have you ever wondered why the leaves are green? Well, it's because that's how the plants get their food. You see, the leaves absorb the light from the sun and mix it with the nutrients in the ground to create their own food. It's a process called photosynthesis. Why don't you say it? Photosynthesis. Yeah, you know, I'm getting pretty hungry myself. I can't do photosynthesis, but I know Allie has some plans for us. Let's go see what she has to make today.
Hey kids, Allie here to tell you how to make a really delicious and nutritious snack with many items that you could probably find in your kitchen. So today we're going to make trail mix, or it's also called gorp. In order to make trail mix, you need a couple of different items. You use granola. You can use dried fruits like raisins and cranberries, or you could use mangoes, or you could use dried bananas or any other type of dried fruits. You can also use peanuts or almonds or any other foods of that nature. And you can also put in a sweet treat like chocolate chips or peanut butter chips, or you could put in candy-coated chocolates. So, in order to mix up the food, you're going to take a plastic baggie and open it up, and you're going to add in your granola first. That should be good. And just make sure it's all in the bag. You might want to do this over a countertop, that way you don't spill any of the food on the ground. So next, we're going to add some of the almonds. Now, if you're allergic to peanuts or any other nuts, be careful when you're using the nuts. You probably shouldn't use them if you're allergic anyway. Or if you plan on eating this food with somebody else who's allergic to it, you shouldn't make it. So, in addition to the almonds, we can add some cranberries and raisins. And now we'll add some of the peanut butter and chocolate chips. Remember, if you're allergic to peanut butter or peanuts, or if you're allergic to chocolate, you shouldn't use these ingredients because it could make you sick. And we'll add some of the candy-coated chocolates. Okay, so now that we have all the ingredients we want to use, we're going to squish all the air out of the bag, and we'll close it shut. And then we'll take it and we'll shake it. This way you mix up all the ingredients. Okay, looks good. So now all you have to do is open up the bag and take some out. So, when you eat trail mix, you can take it on a hike, or you could take it to your sports game, or you could just share it with your friends. Trail mix has lots of energy, vitamins, and minerals, which allows you to stay active all day. So, enjoy your trail mix, and remember, Eat healthy. Happy trails.
Well, that looked like some pretty delicious trail mix. Hey, watch this. Yes. Hey, do you want to learn how to skip a rock? It's easy. Here, I'll show you. You have to get a flat rock, like this, see? Nice and flat. And you need to curl your finger around it. And then you flick your wrist so that it spins off like a frisbee. Kind of like that. And it'll roll off of your finger and spin. And if it hits the water right, it'll skip. Let's try it again. You put your finger around it, and you flick your wrist off so that it spins and skips. Well, I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I'm going to take a break. What? You're not tired yet? Well, I think Tina and Emma have something for you to do today, so you can go visit them while I take a break.
Hi, welcome back. How are you?
Today we're going to learn some manners and key phrases.
First, we're going to start with manners. The first word is please. Have your open hand, please. Good job. Next, we're going to do thank you. Try it with us. Thank you. The next word is sorry. Sorry. It's just like please, but you're going to make an S with your hand instead of your open hand. So make an S and sorry. Try it with us. Sorry. Very good. The next word is good job. Good job. Try it with us. Good job.
Next we're going to do some key phrases. The first one is, what happened? What you do is you make an F with your hand and then you just flip it over. Try with us. What happened? Next is, what did you do? You go like this. You do the same thing as what happened, but you pinch your fingers together. Try it with us. What did you do? Okay, and next one is, do you need help? Do you need help? Now what you do is you have your hand in a fist and then your other hand supporting it. And if you're giving somebody else help, you put it towards them. But if you need help yourself, you pull it towards yourself. So try it with us. Do you need help? Good.
Very good. Now we're going to do a quick review. First word is please. Thank you. Sorry. Good job.
What happened? What did you do? Do you need help? Yay.
Yay, good job.
Good job.
We'll see you later.
I think I'm going to take a break and sit down for now. You know, Tina and Emma always have something interesting to teach us. Now we can use our sign language in everyday situations. You know, I'm glad that Barnaby freed that caterpillar. It reminds me of one of my favorite books, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Today, we are going to read The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. Look at the moon. Do I see a face in the moon?